Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today is a really exciting day because today we are receiving our Movecube from the UK. So if you've wanted to send some things over from the UK, you're not sure how to do it and you're wondering if Seven Seas Movecube is for you, in this video we're going to show you what it's like, are our items destroyed, and overall, was it a good process and is it worth it? Managed to get all of the boxes in now, pretty easy. It's a warm day though today, it's about 31 degrees. Mamph's actually just cooling herself down on the aircon. Mamph, how does it feel?
So nice.
Hello, I mean, how does it feel like getting all the boxes?
Oh, it's exciting. I can't wait to open them up and I can't remember what we put in there.
Yeah, it actually feels a little bit like Christmas. We put it in July, and that's just seems so long ago now, like it's a fair few months. And being able to open everything up, I think we'll just do it like box by box a bit later. We had to get everything out of the garage because we've only got a one-car garage because we live like peasants right now, so we have to put another car in there later, or at least the Outlander in there. So we've had to move everything inside, or everything from the lorry, then into the garage, then I've had to take it all up. So the whole process hasn't taken too long, but it's warm. It's really warm. Aurora's already got her hat on. We've been struggling with hats, and I think this is the longest she's ever kept it on. So she's excited to see that hat again.
And she's put her magnets on the fridge.
Yeah, she's already started unpacking. Oh God, look at this. There you go. When we packed it, everything we packed everything into boxes that we had, and then we had so much space left at the end of it, and the guy was like, "Oh, do you want to just put extra stuff in?" So frantically we were like noting things down because you have to put it on the itinerary list, but we were noting things down and then adding them all to the box. So her little Tupperware box full of magnets managed to get in there last minute.
Remember this from when you were little? Remember?
Got a teething bracelet. I don't think she really.
Necklace. So
Or necklace.
Mummy used to wear it, and then you used to chew on it. Do you remember? No.
I'm not sure.
Remember?
It's been a while ago, but actually beads of sweat like coming down my forehead. So we'll unpack this all a bit later. We'll show you what it's like, and we'll go through the whole process. What you have to do to ship things across to Australia. If you are emigrating, how do you do it? So first things first, the cost breakdown. To be honest, sending things from Australia, it's not necessarily as expensive as you would necessarily think. Oh yeah. So from a cost perspective, it isn't necessarily as expensive as you think to send a load of things out from the UK to Australia. But all that said, we didn't send all of the things that were in our house, and we sold a lot of the things prior to moving because we knew that they'd be too bulky, or it wouldn't necessarily be cost effective sending it across. With Seven Seas, we decided to opt for a small Movecube. And within that we got, it was about 1 metre by 1 metre and then 2 metres tall, and in total it comes to about 70 cubic feet. Seven Seas actually allow you to do a payment plan, and what that means is that you pay for the small Movecube, you pay a £200 deposit to start off with. You then have to pay another £300 or so for everything that's from the UK end, so that's sending the Movecube out to you, making sure that they can actually fit the Movecube in, and then taking it away to their depot and putting it onto a ship. First two payments are before you receive your Movecube, and then after you've packed your Movecube and sent it off. When it gets to Australia, you then have to pay an additional $500 or so in order to get your Movecube through customs, and that also covers them sending the Movecube from Melbourne, where it normally arrives, up to wherever you are, and in our case they sent it up to Brisbane. So the timescales that we kind of went to, our Movecube was sent at the end of July. It wasn't until actually the start of August that the Movecube actually found its way onto a boat in the UK, and then it took until around about the middle of October before the Movecube arrived in Australia. All this time you can track your shipment, you can see exactly what's happening, roughly where the boat is. They also have like a GPS tracker, so if you're that sad like me, you can also see exactly where your boat is in the world. For a long time while we were waiting for our flight, I could actually see that the boat was in the Med, and for a long time, well, considering the boat actually left in July anyway, and we were supposed to leave originally at the end of July, for a long time the boat was actually in front of us until we eventually got on our flights. Getting our Movecube through customs was actually relatively easy. The boat arrived sort of the middle of October, and sort of by the start of November we'd already received confirmation that it had cleared customs, and then it took another couple of weeks to get it up to Brisbane and delivered to us. Packing all the items ready for the Movecube is actually the more difficult part. One of the things that you have to do in order to send things to Australia is you have to itemise every single item that you send in the box. So to do this, Seven Seas actually provides a relatively easy online portal, and everything can be typed in and added onto the forms that way, so you don't have to sit there with like a pen and a pencil and act like a peasant and write everything down. Although to be honest, that does help when you're packing some of the larger boxes, just trying to remember exactly what you've packed. Annoyingly, these items also have to be valued for insurance purposes, so every time you add on an item, you also have to add a kind of a rough value of what it would be. And then from a tax perspective, sending things to Australia, you can't send anything new. Everything has to be pre-owned by yourself. I think it's something like at least 6 months, or it needs to look at least like it's 6 months. And that way you won't have to pay sort of any additional tax on importing things into Australia.
What do you mean anything new?
You can't send anything new.
Well, we sent shoes.
Alright, don't tell the tax man. Like you can't send like new TVs.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why you'd want to send any new TVs or anything like that, just in case it breaks. It's kind of like for a resale value.
Okay.
So you can't like send new things that you're then going to intend to sell. But your shoes, although they had new tags on them, you did own them for more than 6 months. You just didn't wear them, didn't you?
Yeah.
The other annoying thing is cleaning. So everything has to be absolutely spotless when you send it into your Movecube. They're also funny about like the usual things in the sense of can't send any food across, can't send batteries, just in case like the batteries I suppose spontaneously combust in the Movecube. Can't send anything flammable, aerosols really, anything like that.
Wood.
Yeah. The other main thing that you can't really send is wood. They're really funny about like old wood, particularly sort of wooden furniture, wicker baskets. So one of the main reasons why we sold up pretty much most of our items is because a lot of the stuff that we knew we would want to send would either potentially break in the Movecube, or it's just on the prohibited items list. Seven Seas provides a prohibited item list anyway, so it's pretty clear what things you can and you can't send. One of the other things that has to be kind of really spotlessly clean is if you're going to send over any tools, or you've got any kind of outdoor gear like golf clubs. I had to sit there and I think I spent about 2 hours cleaning golf clubs, and then I covered them all in like J's fluid just to make sure that everything was like fully disinfected. They do advise kind of disinfecting things with J's fluid, just because like the stuff reeks, it absolutely stinks. And I suppose even after 3 months being on a container, when they pop open the Movecube in customs or in quarantine and they kind of have a big sniff and a whiff of all that J's fluid, they know that you've at least made a decent enough attempt to try and clean up your stuff. I don't think my golf shoes were ever any cleaner. But to be honest, in hindsight, if they weren't like pretty much brand new anyway and I'd only worn them a couple of times, I probably wouldn't have bothered to try and clean them and send them across. When the guy comes to actually collect your stuff in the Movecube in the UK, one of the things that they have to do is make sure that they can fit the van actually kind of reasonably up your drive. So if you're one of these people that lives in a really kind of crowded area, or you don't have decent access to the road, then it's going to make packing the Movecube even more difficult. Packing wise, because of COVID especially, and I think they want to make a little bit more money out of you, they can't help you pack your stuff on. And although it might kind of seem daunting, especially for if you're doing it all yourself, they give you like a window of about an hour to pack your Movecube. And for a 70 cubic feet Movecube that we had, the small one, to be honest, it was done in about 20-30 minutes. As long as you do a bit of preparation beforehand, they give you like these little plastic squares that you can put like down in your house just to check where everything's roughly going to go. But to be honest, they're actually not super helpful because you can pack more stuff into the Movecube because it's got kind of walls built up around it, and you know, once all the main boxes are in, you can find lots of spaces around the outside to stuff any extra things that you want to also take. Unpacking wise, on the other end, it also actually is really easy. Again, they're not necessarily supposed to help you because of COVID, but unpacking, it only took us maybe like 10-15 minutes kind of once we got everything out. The guy that we actually got in Australia, because we live in Brisbane at the moment and this is the place that COVID forgot, they're not necessarily too fussed. The guy actually said he'll kind of give us a bit of a hand, so he stood on the back of the lorry just kind of handing things to me as I was putting them into the garage. To be honest, I think it's easier for him if he does that because it just means he gets to get away quicker. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start opening up some of our boxes just to show you the types of things that we actually moved across, perhaps thinking about what is actually worthwhile, what is worth kind of not really taking, and going through a little bit of our mindset about us moving and what we wanted to move. If you're considering moving, or you have moved, or you're wanting to use a Movecube, put down in the comments below exactly what kind of things that you have taken or what you want to take, and we'd love to kind of see if those are the same things as what we've taken as well. Is it a fly?
Bloody mozzie.
Nah, we got the screenshot.
No, look at it.
Oh, yeah. Git.
Got you? It's on the floor, look.
Alright, you actually like making this place seem like it's bug infested, that everything's trying to eat us and kill us. So boxes wise, packing, they do actually sell their own sort of Seven Seas boxes. We had some, I don't say old boxes, but they were new boxes from when we moved houses. And these are kind of like the good ones. They're all double lined corrugated cardboard, actually kind of like stapled in the sides. So you have to make sure that you've got decent boxes. One of the things that quarantine actually kind of looks at is how tatty and naff your boxes are. So if they are, they're definitely going to kind of open them up. As you can see with this one, kind of going through quarantine, they actually haven't kind of opened it up at all. And one of the things that they look at when they look at your manifest and everything that you've sent across is anything that they're kind of in particular wanting to have a look at. Make sure you put them at the front of your Movecube so that they can kind of get access to them easy, and kind of don't make it too kind of difficult to get in, just in case, you know, they have a bit of a mare and then they end up wrecking the kind of stuff within it. So particularly things like that. I've got my golf clubs and all of the shoes and stuff that I knew that they'd want to have a look at. We put them in, I had like a golf travel case. Yeah, a golf travel case. That was just kind of zip shut. We put that at the front of the Movecube so that we knew that they were going to want to have a look at them, and I definitely think they did, because I did one of the clips up at the front, and when we got it off of the Movecube, that clip had kind of, they hadn't put that one back up, they just zipped it back up. So they definitely have a look at some of the stuff in quarantine. Some of our boxes that we have, they had been opened, so it's definitely something to consider. Make sure that your boxes, that you know that they're going to want to have a look at some of the stuff in there, because you know, they want to check those things out. Make sure they're at the front of your Movecube and really easily accessible. Also, on all of the boxes as well, you kind of...
The front meaning the last to go in.
Yeah, like the last to go in. Why are you sat there? They can't see you.
Some people might not understand that.
Also, all of your boxes, they need to kind of be numbered up with your consignment numbers, all your names and stuff, I suppose, just in case in a weird way they get lost. So I can't actually, this is a bit like Christmas, I can't actually remember what we've packed. So this is definitely, I mean, you can see the excitement in my face. And Mamps. I know. We're moving out of our rental soon, so we bought a house. Yay! That's going to be obviously on another video once it kind of all goes through and all completes. There's nothing dodgy in this, is there? So this one seems to be like a mixture of clothes. I've also, for some reason, I think I had some like old plastic cable tidies that were brand new in the bag, so I didn't really want to chuck it away when we moved. So I thought, why not? There's cables in Australia, right? Pictures and stuff. So we've used clothing to pack. I think this box is just mainly pictures. All of our pictures and things that we had from home, like family memorabilia, that was definitely the stuff that we kind of wanted to send across. And all of that stuff, we just bubble wrapped up in these kind of parts just to keep it safe. It all looks pretty decent. And then we used sort of some of Aurora's clothes or our clothes just on the top to pad it out a bit. I think this one's literally just pictures. So there's nothing we kind of need now. I think we'll just save this one as it is, so that when we do move into our new house once we get out of this rental, but we'll keep it in the box just because when we move out of the rental it just makes it easier to then move things. Here's another one. This one's actually one of the smaller ones. I think I actually double walled these ones up because they weren't the best kind of cardboard like the other ones with the staples. So yeah, I've actually doubled up this one. I'd make sure that you buy boxes that are kind of decent quality, but it doesn't matter if you kind of have to like double them up like we have with this one. Definitely don't use like old packaging boxes, like from the supermarket or something like that. But at the end of the day, like if you're sending across prize family possessions or something that's really kind of important that you've wanted to send across, then spend a bit of money on like some decent boxes and decent tape. I think I might have even tripled this one. Oh, this is
More of Aurora's.
like genuinely most of this stuff is like Aurora's. I think because when we had Aurora, we got like given or we bought loads of kind of baby stuff. And one of the things that we were kind of thinking about is we might try and have another one. Like this isn't a baby announcement video, don't worry. If we obviously do have another one, we kind of want to keep some of the baby stuff just in case like we need to use it again rather than.
There's a Christmas pair bows.
Oh, should look good for Christmas. When you're packing everything and you're kind of thinking, like 70 cubic feet is a lot of space, like you can pack a lot of things into it. But genuinely, and we filled ours with like not much space to spare, but it was pretty much everything that we wanted to send.
Yeah.
But God knows why we actually sent across like a pack of baby nappies. Like they're Ricardo, so obviously it's really posh.
Ones.
But I think you got these free, like off
Yeah.
a mum's Facebook site, and they were like giving them away for free. And you're like, oh, I'm not going to chuck them away because they're brand new nappies. But you don't need like to send brand new nappies. But like lots of other kind of Aurora bits, some games, books. It's weirdly like some of our old board games. Board games are really expensive. We just kind of didn't want to chuck them out or sell them to someone else for like 50p at a boot fair. So next box. A great idea if you're sending things across and you're worried about boxes or you're concerned about perhaps some of the things that you've got inside of them. We bought these kind of like tough crates. We managed to get them on a bit of a deal, like buy a load. I think we ended up at like 5 or 6 in the end. Because they're kind of see-through and they're really easy to kind of like flick open and shut. It makes them really, really easy to pack. Customers can see inside them. They can see exactly what you've got. So if they want to inspect it and go into it, it's really, really easy to do. And this one you can see, Manf had this fear, apparently, that she wouldn't be able to find any shoes that kind of like fit her. She's got weird feet. Like she wouldn't be able to find.
Having Aurora though.
Yeah, apparently having children makes your feet go weird. So she had this real kind of concern she wouldn't be able to find or get decent shoes. In particular, for some reason, like the land of like thongs, she couldn't find like decent thongs. So this one, although all of the shoes are kind of new and we didn't really need to clean them, it's all kind of full of her shoes or Aurora's shoes. None of my shoes, like, you know.
Yours are in another box.
Well, yeah, but I also didn't kind of buy new ones because I don't have this weird kind of thought that I'm not going to be able to get any. I definitely recommend using these kind of tough crates, particularly for things that you're worried about kind of sending. But again, it's pretty easy with a Sharpie. So that's kind of really it with all of our Movecube stuff. Kind of what we did, how we did it. Hopefully some of that information is going to be really, really helpful to you. If it is and you found this video useful, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. And if you want to see some of the other videos of our journey, how we got to Australia, how we're getting along in Australia, then make sure to check out our channel, have a look at some of our videos, and if that's something that you're into, please give us a like. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you on another video.